Hi, I'm Natasha Frakes, and you're watching Market 1 Minute. Joining us is Kate Hiscox, founder and president of Venzee Technologies. Thank you so much for being here, Kate.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Tell us about the company.
So the biggest challenge for the retail industry, which is obviously huge worldwide, is that the spreadsheets are still used as a method of data exchange between suppliers and retailers. What Venzee does, we're a cloud-based platform. We sit between the systems that suppliers and retailers use, so as an alternative to using spreadsheets, we're able to flow data in real time, which in today's hyper-connected world of e-commerce, that's something that's very critical. The current process of using spreadsheets, it's very labor-intensive, extremely costly, high payroll count and so on, so our solution has been developed to replace that very sort of manual process currently.
So with all the technological advances that we've seen, people are still using static spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets, that's exactly right. So in the, a typical use case for us would be, say, a major retailer who has a supply chain of thousands of companies whose products that they sell. Currently, the retailer will send out a spreadsheet that can be in excess of 200 columns. It's absolutely huge. And their suppliers need to fill this out row by row, even if they have 10,000 products that the retailer is going to sell. So as you can imagine, that takes a ton of time. There's a lot of human error. And it delays revenue for both the supplier and the retailer because these products aren't online for you and I to go out and purchase. So again, you've got 2018 shopping experience, real-time data, very fast, this ordering on phones and so on, being powered by static spreadsheets in the background. So when you try to put the two together and get your head around that in terms of cost and scope, it's an impossible problem, and it's really the main contributing factor to the razor-thin margins that are notorious for retail. It's difficult to make an e-commerce business succeed, be successful, whether you're a small store on Shopify or a large retailer, and this is one of the main reasons why, because you've got to employ so many people to do this human data entry, which really, again, today with technology as it is, we shouldn't have to be doing that anymore.
Who is Venzee's customer? Is it a big box retailer?
It is. We have big box retailers, also smaller retailers, suppliers. It's all about, in this industry, somebody has to do the work of filling out spreadsheets, whether it's suppliers or retailers. If you're a large company, generally you can make the smaller companies you do business with do that work for you. But either way, suppliers and retailers both have this problem. So each, come to us to use Venzee to be able to automate the process of turning their data into the requirements of, say, a retailer. So we've got a company that's been on our platform for a while now. They're based in Pennsylvania. They sell through hundreds of retailers, and each of those retailers have different requirements for their data because they all use different software. So the supplier, instead of having to manually prepare that for all of those retailers, they're able to drop their data into Venzee, and Venzee does the work of automatically transforming that and piping it to all their retailers, piping that data to where it needs to go. So it completely speeds up the process. From the point they launch a new product line, it's out and for sale and being bought by shoppers like you and I within seconds, as opposed to in the past, that process could take days, weeks, months even.
You're growing your enterprise clients adopting Venzee in 2018. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Yeah, I think, the company's 4 years old. We have a very, very strong team. Two of the companies I built in the past were e-commerce retail. So that's how I came to know of this problem and wanted to build a solution that I would use, and therefore, felt that the industry could use too. I think what really surprised us was the enterprise adoption that we've seen, right? You sort of figure out that the big guys have figured out how to solve these problems today. But they solve these problems by, again, huge headcount and manual data entry. And so just like with smaller retailers and suppliers, we're seeing very large brands, large retailers coming to us and saying, look, you could fix this problem and just speed up our data flow and generate us revenue a little bit more quickly. So Venzee's resonating with everybody, and we've even just within our first quarter of this year, we've seen the addition of just some very, very large companies now coming into our pipeline. So I can get quite shocked on a daily basis, like, wow, these are some big, big names that can use our tech. But thankfully our tech is well developed, very, very scalable. Like I said, we've got an amazing team, so we're able to deliver what they're looking for. So it's a good time to be Venzee, that's for sure.
It sounds like it. So looking ahead, what can investors expect from Venzee for 2018?
Growth, really. We have, to build, Venzee conceptually sounds quite simple. Again, cloud-based platform, agnostic in terms of dropping data in. So we're compatible with just about any system that a vendor, meaning a supplier manufacturer, uses, and then turning that out and piping it to their retailers. Conceptually, it sounds simple, but building this kind of tech takes big data expertise. We need to be able to cope with millions of products in real time, syncing between systems and so on. So now the technology is really at a point where it's solid, it's very scalable, and we're just in hyper growth mode in terms of custom companies reaching out to us. Our sales team here in Vancouver have their hands full. We're just performing phenomenally well on a daily basis. So I guess all of that coming together is that we've got all the key components that you want as an investor. We've got great tech, product that's highly in demand in a very, very, very large market that's super underserved. We don't have a lot of competition. Our technology is best in class, and we've got just tons of customers, that want to use our products. So it's all about execution for us here. I mean, everything, all the stars have aligned. So yeah, expect growth, I guess, is the main thing.
Sounds like a very exciting time for the company. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.